Hey, today a video about the Bycon industrial vacuum cleaner. There are two types, one with manual filter cleaning and one with automatic filter cleaning. You can find all the technical specifications briefly below this video or in detail on the product page. So here I have the 1000, 2000, and 3000 series, and each 1000 adds a motor to the machine. So this one has one motor, two motors, and three motors. Each motor provides more airflow, which means it vacuums 200 cubic meters per hour. For 100 cubic meters per hour, 600 cubic meters per hour. However, they all operate with the same vacuum pressure, namely 240 mBar. Each model in this series, from smallest to largest, is an H-class vacuum cleaner with a double filter system, a pre-filter that filters out 99.95%, and a HEPA filter on top to achieve up to 99.99% air filtration. They are intended for dry use only. The 1000 series comes standard with a 4-meter hose, 38 millimeters in diameter. The 2000 series comes with a 7.5-meter hose, 50 millimeters in diameter, and the 3000 series with a 10-meter hose, also 50 millimeters in diameter. All vacuum cleaners are supplied with a 4-nozzle and a 2-piece tube set. You can use the vacuum cleaners with individual bags, but it is recommended to use the standard included endless bags. These are 20 to 25 meters long. Always secure them with tie wraps. Furthermore, you can see brake swivel casters at the front and large rub wheels at the back. All of them are of the non-marking type. In other words, they don't leave marks when they slide. I'll tell you more about exactly how everything works in a moment, but first, let's see who these vacuum cleaners are for. We'll start with the IVC 1000, the smaller model. Super suitable for handheld machines and smaller floor sanders. For example, this DFG 250. Together, this makes an ideal combination. It's also very popular. It's a bit less suitable for short tasks, like drilling holes in boxes, for example. It does have a pass-through socket, unique in this series, but the vacuum cleaner doesn't turn on automatically when you start the machine. If you're looking for this type of vacuum cleaner, you'd be better off considering its little brother, the AVC 38. As I mentioned earlier, add 1000 to the name, add another motor, and that means 200 more cubic meters per hour of air displacement, plus a slightly larger tank. In other words, these machines are suitable for heavier duty applications. Or, to put it simply, more dust, for a concrete example of more dust. Let's go back to that floor sanding machine, and these can handle a diameter of up to 600 millimeters. Then, the 3000 model simply does 600 cubic meters per hour and can sand floors up to a diameter of 700 millimeters. So, the difference between IVC and AVC is in how the filter system is cleaned. With the IVC, you do that manually. These are the more affordable machines. The air, and therefore the dust, enters the tank at the front of the machine. The coarser dust immediately falls into the tank, while the lighter, finer dust sticks to your filter. And the more dust there is on your filter, the worse the vacuum cleaner will suck. At a certain point, you'll need to do something about it to keep working safely. With the IVC 1000, you'll have to sense that yourself. On the IVC 2000, there's a gauge on the back, and you can see when the pressure drops below 170 millibars. That's when it's time to clean the filter. So the light dust stays in your filter, and the finest dust, along with the airflow, moves onto your HEPA filter at the back. But it's the pre-filter that you clean. With the IVC 1000, you remove the hose and put the cap on the vacuum cleaner. And with the IVC 2000, you can simply slide this cover so the opening is closed. With the container closed, you turn on the vacuum cleaner. This creates a negative pressure, or almost a vacuum, inside the container. And that, in turn, ensures that when you quickly press this lever on the top, a huge rush of air comes in to equalize that vacuum or negative pressure. So that airflow rises from the outside through the inside of the filter, pushes the dust outward, and it ends up in the container. And to clean the filter properly, you do this 5 times. Of course, it could be that you only put a light or brief load on the machine and really only need to do this at the end of your work. It could also be that you need to do this more often during your work, and so it becomes a recurring interruption. And that's one reason why people choose an AVC, which does it automatically for you. The Bycon AVC models work a little differently. I'll show you how in an animation, but instead of one large pre-filter, they have 2 separate pre-filters. And the airflow is managed so that one of those filters is occasionally not sucking, but is actually being cleaned. Of course, this means you never have to think about filter cleaning with these, unless your filter is so clogged that it needs to be replaced. You can clean or replace the pre-filters on all models. The HEPA filter is at the back. Never clean it. You should just replace it directly. That's where the most dangerous substances are trapped. You don't want to come into contact with those. Are you going to clean a filter? Then do it with water, not with high pressure. And also not with compressed air, just running water or plenty of still water. A big advantage of Bycon is that not only are the machines relatively inexpensive, but so are the consumables like filters and the endless bags. Very soon, I'll make a video about our most popular floor sanding machine in combination with the IVC 1000. So keep an eye on our channel for that. Subscribe if you haven't already. For now, I'm just going to vacuum up some cement. Thanks in advance for watching. Ask your questions in the comments, and I hope to see you next time.